So today we're going to be getting to stills and power grades. This is basically how you create your own color presets that you can apply to any image in DaVinci Resolve, as well as you can offload them and save them and do a bunch of other cool stuff too. And I'll explain a little bit of that in detail, but I'll try to keep this video as short as possible. So before all that, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out, and we will jump right into it. So I've already colored this footage for the train, and I will show you guys exactly how you can save this now as a preset. If I go over to, and I just have a couple clips to show you guys, but if I go over to my color tab, if you notice I have applied a bunch of different grades to this image to give it this nice color, kind of a film-like tint to it. If I hit Control D, it would actually take it off so you guys can see it. So this is a log footage. This is how it looks when I actually film everything. It's always grayed out. And this is with the color. So as you see, it really makes it pop and stand out. Gives that movie feel. So in order to save this as a still, make sure that you click gallery. Sometimes for DaVinci Resolve, depending on how you have it set up, it may not show it all. If you hit gallery, it will show up and it will say stills 1. Sometimes too, right here, this may be checked. Make sure it's checked so that you can see the stills. If it's unchecked, you would not see anything, but it should say no stills created if you haven't created anything for this brand new project. Go right over here to this middle of the image, and you want to right click and press grab still. When you grab the still, it will populate right here. Now this is cool because it is actually a color grade. It's not just a video playing through like you see it over here. It's actually a color grade, and I'll show you what I mean. If I go over to my clips, let's right click this clip right here, and if I go down to this last clip, as you notice, this does not have any grades at all. I can actually go over to this one and hit the middle mouse button, and it will apply that grade. And so now you see that I have this grade over here. Let me actually go to the end of the clip so you can see it on there. Let me hit Control Z. If I hit the grade, there it is. So that's one way to do it. You can also go over to this image that you just saved for your still and hit right click and apply grade, and that would do the same thing. So there's two ways of doing it. And so the cool thing about that is this image can actually go back and be exported. So for some of the projects that I produce, I like to actually just film everything in really great quality on my video, and I kind of switch my frame rates and things like that, and I don't want to have to worry about both cameras, if that makes sense. So in order to screen grab, you don't actually screen grab your image from your computer. Don't hit the command, I think it's like Windows command and then P. For Apple, it's like Command Shift 3 or something like that. I don't remember all the stuff, but basically do not screenshot your screen because it will lose a lot of your integrity. Like, yes, it will create an image, but if you try to blow it up, it will look very, very ugly. But if you actually export the still, yes, I know it looks very small, but it is actually exporting out in the frame rate or the resolution of what it should be. So if you have a 4K image, it will export a 4K shot. If you have an 8K image, it will export an 8K shot. So this is a fast way of doing it for your clientele. If you want to, like there was a guy I heard about where he just recorded a wedding, screenshot it out with his videos, and it came out really well. And I've kind of adapted that trick myself if it's just me filming. But you can click the export, save it to wherever you want inside the files. As you can see, I have different hard drives, but you can save it inside your file types, and that's it. Leave it there. The cool thing about the other side of this, it's a little thing called power grades. And so power grades are a game changer. The difference being, if you click the power grade, if you notice I have quite a bit of images right here. These are just different stills from different things. I used to shoot with like Canon. I had one of my buddies, I borrowed his A7S III. So it's like different cameras and different grades I've created or different styles I've created. And with this, the power grade is saved on your database for DaVinci Resolve. And the cool thing about this is you can now apply this to every project. And I'm not joking. So stills, to kind of summarize, is only for your project. This will only stay inside of this project by itself. If I create a new project, it won't show up. If I go into power grade and I press grab still, let me type this in so you guys can see. Let me just type in, I don't know, random. If I can spell, I'll put random. Let's go there. Let me go back to home and let's go to, I don't know, let's pick a different project. Let's just pick the E3 one. And if I go over to where it says stills, if you notice my stills are not here. And then when I select my power grade, it will actually show the random tab that's on there. So as you see, it is saved. If I only save it in stills, it will not show. For this image, there are no stills at all, so it won't show. Power grade, yes. And again, you can still click the power grade if you ever forgot to export an image. The cool thing about it is being stored in this power base is that you can export it still, and you can still save it as a JPEG, or you can still save it as a DPX file and export it. And once it's inside this file type, you can drag it to computers, to hard drives. You can take it over to, I don't know, if you were at a library, if they had a computer that could edit, you could export your files on there, use and apply your color grades, and be done. So this is by far one of the coolest things that I like to use. You can combine this with like Lightbox and a couple other stuff too, which is over here. But make sure you get a hold of the stills and the power grades. They are two different things, but are very, very useful. 9 times out of 10, I am just making stills just because I already have a list of power grades. And what I mean by that is like I shoot with an FX3 that I'm filming on right now. So I have an FX3 base model, which is just basically my log footage. Let me see. If I apply this grade, I don't know what it will actually do. Yeah, it's not gonna look good. Oh, it's not really on. Let me press Control D. Okay, well, you see it's on, but it's not really doing much. But basically, for my log footage, it would turn my gray images into color. And then from that, I just kind of build upon it depending on whatever I'm doing. So you kind of get the picture, but this is a really great tool to use. Of course, you have your timelines in here where you can see your timelines too, but I'm not going to go into all that jazz. Today, I just want you guys to see about the stills and the power grades. And you can tweak them however you want. You can export them. You can save them off as pictures. You can choose to sell these for different people, like on Skillshare or whatever. You can apply it to a website. It's really no limit to what you can do with the stills if you choose to export it. But that's pretty much it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if this really helped. And with that, I will be out. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.